guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be doing part 6 to a very popular story titled, Newlywed has meltdown after husband gathers proof of her cheating. And guys, this story has just been going on, but we don't get tired of it because it's that interesting. It's been going on for 2 months now, and this is all about the guy. Let's a quick recap here. It's about the guy who got married to a gal that he met at a wedding. And they got married way too quick, in my opinion. And the wedding was not, in my opinion, a good place to meet a gal who wants to get, because that's, a lot of the gals are then eager to get married because their friends are getting married. Marries her, and shortly after getting married, starts noticing a lot of suspicious behavior. And not to mention the fact that there was a lot of turmoil. Fighting and carrying on, a lot of tit for tat. She's acting like an a-hole, so he's not kissing her goodbye to go to work, that type of thing. And lo and behold, eventually he finds proof that she's cheating. And he then gathers proof and all that, and eventually she's out of the house, etc., etc. And it's been this long back and forth drama fest. And through this drama fest, the first part of it, she disappeared. Didn't know where the hell she was. Meanwhile, he was contacting her family, her sister. His sister and her sister and him were close. So close that we all thought she really liked him, and we were all making jokes like he should be nailing her sister, but that'd be a bad idea. As well as he let the guy that was nailing his wife know about this, and so she's not kicking him to the curb. He should be nailing her too. And we've gone back and forth, round and round, and off we go. And it ended with her getting served in the last time. And she had a freaking meltdown. She showed up at his house screaming and yelling and all that, and he got proof of that. She even attacked some witnesses he had. She got arrested, even though trying to get him arrested. And that's where things left off. And he was getting the stuff out of the apartment or the house they had together and taking some time to recuperate. And now we are where this could be the final story about them being together with the lawyers and the judge and all that, and it's definitely a good one here. This may be his last one, but something tells me we'll hear more from him. And by the way, he was aware of this channel. He gave me a shout out at the end, which I thought was very cool, and I'll read it to you at the end. So these stories do make it back to the original writers. And by the way, shout out to Chris for sending me this update. So it continues on. He says here, "Hey Reddit, it's been a while since I posted. I coach high school baseball, so between getting this divorce done, dealing with my soon-to-be ex, and coaching these kids, I don't have a lot of free time at the moment." Dude, don't worry about it. Work on your life. Figure this shit out. Quite a bit has happened, so this might be a long post, so please bear with me. Since it's been a little over a month since I posted, I'll give a small rundown of what all happened in my last post, in case you all forgotten. If this is the first time seeing my post, you need to go back to reread something. It's all my profile still. This is your first time, definitely watch my videos or read his thing, and let me tell you, it's a lot of stuff. So we left off with M. M is the code name for his ex, being arrested after striking my friend's wife and telling the police that I attacked her. And after showing them the video of all that happened, I was let go and she was taken to jail on a variety of charges. Wish I could have saw that. I didn't hear from M for a while until her attorney reached out to mine, letting him know that he'd be representing M and doing the lawyer-to-lawyer formalities. I reached out to Jay's fiance, and Jay was the dude that was nailing his wife, asking what was her happening, and finding out that she kicked him out. What was happening, and found out she kicked him out, and her brother and father took all his things to Jay's new place. Good for her. I planned on going to my cabin after work, but I found that W in my driveway waiting for me. She needed to pick some things up for her sister. After telling her I wouldn't be touching any of her things, I told her I'd pay for a moving company the following week. W, this is again the sister of his soon-to-be ex, and his sister, who we all think really likes him. And this is beyond just her being a caring, sister-in-law. W asked if she can come into my cabin with me at that time, and I agreed. Mostly due to everyone telling me she might be needing a break from her sister, and the last time she asked me, I said no. Or everybody else joking that she wants to hook up with you. I documented everything with the movers, making sure she couldn't claim I broke something, and she deems as special, and sent everything to my lawyer. That's pretty much all that happened in the last post, and now the update. So, with regards to her stuff, he was very careful. That way she could come back and say, he took this, and this was mine, or he broke this, but watch this, there's drama anyway. A few days after the movers took her things to M, my lawyer received some paperwork saying that I damaged her things and demanding I pay her $1,500 or she'd be taking me to court over it. And that is why he was so methodical about having everything packed up and records taken and pictures taken and all that, because he knew her, that she would pull some bullshit. My lawyer sent her all the videos and pictures asking exactly where the damages were that he claimed that I made. He told me all this does is tell the judge that we'll get how unhinged she is. And it might be a headache now, but when it's time for court, this will be perfect evidence. I don't think her lawyer was ready for how meticulous I am and that I will photograph and document everything. That's the way to be, guys. Plan for bullshit to happen. Expect the unexpected. Have proof, have paperwork, have records. Can't stress that enough in life. When I found out my ex-wife's affair, I was, for some reason, pulled to this page and read all the horror stories about these things that people from former spouses did to them. And I just refused to be another one of those stories. I prepared myself for almost every outcome and accusation that she could make, and I wouldn't put anything past her at this point. Very smart, brother. That's how you have to be. Expect the unexpected. Em had called me once every other day, but I never pick up. If she leaves a voicemail, I don't bother listening to it, and I just send it to my lawyer. Good. Don't engage with her. Every time I send my lawyer something, he always tells me, "You are a lawyer's wet dream." You listen to everything I say. You gather a mountain of evidence on your own. I have yet to have a client that has done so well. Right. Exactly. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that he says that every time, but also puts a smile on my face every time. Getting that reassurance from him that I'm doing everything right just makes me feel a little better about this whole situation. And it gives you a much more likely outcome that you will come out on top because you're covering all bases, and that's what you do. I tell guys all the time, listen to your lawyer. Do what he or she says to do. They're the pros. Keep details, keep records. Expect the unexpected. I know I've said this 3 times, but I can't stress that enough. About 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, my lawyer told me that we have enough evidence to bury her outside of court, and if it fails, it would look good on us for trying, so we set a date to meet in a neutral lawyer's office. Before we met, he told me no matter what, don't react to anything that Em might say, and that we do, it will be recorded for a judge, and he will read it if it goes to court. Listen to your lawyer. And yes, she's going to pull some bullshit to get you to potentially freak out and make you look bad. Poker face. We arrived in the early morning and went into the office, and to my surprise, she was already there waiting with her lawyer. We walked in, and the lawyers started greeting each other. Em and I sat there silently waiting for what was going to happen. That must have felt like an eternity, just sitting there in pure silence next to her, or across from her. Em's lawyer started by asking, what do we have to offer? Mine scoffed and said, with the amount of evidence of the infidelity and Em's inappropriate behavior, the only thing we'll offer is half of the selling price of the home and half of the savings account. That's more than any judge would award you. Basically, what you came into the marriage with, and you'll be leaving with. Then he looked directly at Em and said, if you decide to go to court, I will put every message, making you read it out loud, and I'll put up every photo for all in the courtroom to see. Censored, of course, but he didn't say that at the time. And make you describe in detail what you're doing in each photo. Then I'll bring up your recent charges and play the video that was taken that night. This guy's got a good attorney. Remember, this guy got proof of all her indiscretions, and I'm using that word lightly. And so imagine if she pulled some bullshit and he then put all those pictures and recordings and all the evidence for the whole court to see. Now listen to this. And what he's about to say is as predictable as the sun setting in the west and rising in the east. Em started tearing up, looking at me asking if there was anything she could do to make this right. Well, hang on, Em. Weren't you the same one that showed up at my house screaming, holy hell, and accusing me of things to the police and slapping my friend and all these other things? Isn't that the same you, but all of a sudden now you want to make things right? No, not a chance now. Oh, and yeah, by the way, you were nailing this dude probably before we were married and while we were married and all that? No. I said, you've been cheating on me since before our wedding. All I can prove is a few weeks before the wedding, but I expect it was much longer. There is nothing you could possibly do to make me forget or forgive you for what you've done. Yeah. Sign the papers. It's more than you deserve, and I want to be done with this whole sham you created. She cried obnoxiously for 15 minutes, having to excuse herself to the restroom. A little drama queen. When she returned, she was still in tears, but signed the papers and walked out not long after. Oh, poor her. Now you need to fuck her sister. I'm just kidding. No. As tempting as I don't care if her younger sister, who's younger by the way, is like a 10 in the looks and body type department and is willing to do every freaky thing you've ever wanted to do, it's a bad idea. I know I keep joking, but I can't help myself. If you want to nail the dude that was nailing your wife, his wife, you want to go hook up with her, you have my blessing, but not the sister. You need to distance yourself from this family. So in about a month, everything will be filed, and all I have left to do is to sell the house. I want to thank you all for reading and all the advice you've given. Also, shout out to the strong, successful male who's been bringing what's happened to me on YouTube. You're welcome, and I appreciate the shout out. I've read through most of the comments on there, taking advice from there as well. I don't see anything else happening, but I could be wrong, and if it does, I'll let you know. But this is probably my last post. So again, thank you all. I hope what happened to me has helped at least one person out there. Bro, I guarantee you taking the time to share your story will help dudes out there in one way or another. And even if it doesn't help a dude today, March 23rd, whatever the hell date it is today when I'm filming this, some dude may see this in 5 years, you'll help him. Guarantee that some good will come from this misery. All I can say is, if this is your last time posting, thank you for sharing. It took a lot of balls. And work on yourself. Take it day by day, and you're going to be all right. And please, for all is sacred and holy, really take your time the next time you get in a relationship. Really take your time to vet the girl. And I would really think twice, even consider getting married again. There's no need. Really. Work on yourself, improve, all that. I would distance yourself from the sister because as nice as she is, and you probably want to nail her, and it'd be an easy lay. You don't need the drama for a family. Maybe down the road you can reconnect somehow because it sounds like you appreciate her friendship, great, but you get the point. But if you want to go nail the wife of the dude that was hooking up your wife, knock yourself out. So I wish you the best. Now some comments here because to show you how cool the comment section has been. People have been supporting this dude. I'll read some and we'll call it a day. One guy says here, you see that no contact in documenting works. Add that to the self-respect and resolve, and you get this. You're on hyper now, and I think you will have a blowout when this finally hits you. But you had that in the beginning when you found out. You controlled that well. It's nice to read and know that there's still real men out there. You will live a good life, consistent, difficult decision making. That was the good that led you to your quick almost exit. This is what happens if there is no pick-me. Please keep checking in. Your wayward wife's breakfast going to bed attempt after exposure sums up a lot. Continued bad decisions will lead to her eventual ending up with zero or nothing. A word of caution, her sister over at yours a lot. Please do not lose your head there. Yes, exactly. Keep your distance, just feel she may want more. Oh, a lot of us do think that she wants more. This will lead to the wayward wife being in your life, but you're level-headed. You probably thought of this, so disregard if not applicable. One tends to be emotional in high-stress areas of our lives. Find peace, heal, and then go out and date. You will make a good significant other and father. Good luck. You will. Next one. What I find very interesting is that she never tires of trying to manipulate others. That says a lot about her character, but how you handle it, just hats off. Many would buckle, but you pulled it all the way through. Of course, it's a pity that it had to come to this, but just awesome. Yeah, this guy took a bad situation, and it's a bad situation, and handled it like a boss. And I'm very proud of him. And it's great to see. And he will either help guys from making them mistakes, or he'll inspire others to find the strength deep down that they didn't even know they had. Another guy says here, mad respect, King. You deserve better than that immoral woman. She will remain miserable for the rest of her life while you will move forward and build a new one. Congrats. Another guy says here, King, wear your crown. You're an inspiration for us all, cheated or had not. And last one, this guy says, OP, you did the best you could with your soon-to-be ex-wife that she dealt you. You did great with documentation and evidence for your lawyer. I'm glad you had the opportunity to say your piece to her. She now has to live her life with her decisions for the rest of her life. Sadly, she'll just probably find some other sucker. Hopefully now you can put this whole thing behind you. Start looking at where you want to live after the sale of your house. Planning for your future helps to keep the past in the rearview mirror. Godspeed. Yes, sir. Godspeed. I wish you the best. Great story. And if there's any updates, gentlemen, please let me know. And if the dude that told this story, since you're now aware of the channel, I'm glad you liked it. And if you anything you want to send me personally, I'll be glad to help you out. I do this for a living. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and it's helped out a lot of dudes around the world. I wish you the best. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you got any great stories you'd like to share? Either it's your own personal story or a story you found online, by all means, email to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. I'll either cover it here on this channel, SSM, or my other channel, They Did What. And if you guys like the drama-filled stories, definitely check out and subscribe to my other channel, They Did What. I try to do one every day, just like I do on SSM here, and I think you will really enjoy it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.